Okay, sorry about that. Realized I think I had some stuff running in the background. I might have slowed down. It might have been why my screen was loading a little slow. Shouldn't have affected the upload, but I can see why my download of the stream was a bit janky. And when that sidearm procs, it's really nice. Grim Harvest is actually pretty good when it comes to getting the drop health globes. I seem to see a lot of health globes coming down when I use it.
For me.
You ever wonder why Lyndon remains with us? I thought he would have weaseled away by now.
Perhaps there is still some profit left to be gained in our quest.
Now, don't talk that way about Lyndon. He's a thief with a heart of gold that he stole fair and square. Gold is valuable after all. More molten? I took a sneak peek at my Twitter just a moment ago. And I'm saddened, as much as I never spend a lot of time on Reddit. I think I've spent some time on the Final Fantasy Reddit. I don't say too much there. I've responded to maybe one or two things. But I'm seeing news about this massive kind of... I don't know what to call it to be PC about it, because quite honestly, I think it's silly. It just feels like the owner of the Reddit is having a little temper tantrum. I have no other way of putting it. I could say that a lot more eloquently. I could say that maybe like a PC, but seriously, when you make an entire subreddit private because you can't log into the game. It's pretty bad. Unfortunately, that's kind of the downside, is a lot of these Reddits are kind of owned by an individual person, not so much by a community. Some are. I believe the Smite Reddit was owned by, or at least being run by Hi-Rez Studios for some time there. They tried to use it as their official forums, which I think was a terrible idea. Not having an official forums is terrible. But yeah, the WoW subreddit has been apparently made private by the guy that runs it. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time on Reddit. Not a big deal to me. But I know that's where a lot of information kind of gets disseminated and gets brought out. A lot of people talk a lot of shop there. And it's probably a better place than the official forums, because almost every official forums I've ever been to have been a place of mostly vitriol. So to see this happen, it saddens me, because what's happening now is the community is splitting a bit. Because that's what happened with Tribes, or not Tribes, maybe it was Tribes. Happened with Hi-Rez there for a little bit, I think, with Smite, because they were using it as their official forums. And so people were trying to create their own subreddit that wasn't going to be officially moderated or something like that, because they were afraid of censorship and things like that. You know, a lot of different things happening. So, you know, I've seen that kind of stuff go down. Even though I don't use the site myself a lot, and knowing a lot of people do, and having seen that kind of stuff, I think it's terrible. It's really, I think it's sad to the community that was there having to deal with this. And especially over not being able to log into the game. I mean, come on, let's face it, Blizzard's been dealing with a lot of crap lately, especially with a denial of service attack being hit against their servers. That's big stuff. I mean, they're trying to combat that as much as they possibly can. Although I think a lot of that may have been resolved. But who goes to a WoW launch not expecting delays and long queue times? And what's even worse is they were figuring conservative numbers for this launch. So I don't think they were expecting near as many people coming back, even though WoW's peak was super, you know, what was it, 12 million or something like that? They didn't expect anywhere near that amount of numbers for this one. And I think they got a much larger turnaround than they were expecting. It happens. You know, it's launch week. Give it a week or two, things die down. But, you know, people got to be impatient. It's especially bad when you get the arguments of, I pay for this game, I pay you a monthly subscription, it should be up at all times for me. Like, you know, it's just not really how it works. I mean, when you think about how little money per day is actually is spent on the subscriptions, and who knows, without being pestered, Blizzard may actually give out free time. They've done it before. But a lot of people like to claim that. It's like, oh, I couldn't log into your game for a day. You owe me game time. It's like, really? What does that amount to you? 50 cents? Let me see. $15 a month for 30 days? Yeah, it's about 50 cents. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there's lots they could do to prevent how bad it's been, but I don't think they could ever fully stem it. You know, they could ever fully stop it. You know, a lot of people seem to think that just throwing tons of money at it, it would solve the problem, but that's not always entirely true. There's only so far you can get. Now let's face it, when it comes to getting a game like that up and running and having like launch day woes like this, it's one thing to keep in mind. You could always say, well, throw more servers at it, but I've already seen where sometimes too many servers can be an issue because you get servers that are way too one-sided population-wise. You know, Horde or Alliance. You might have one server that's 95% Alliance and only a fraction Horde. Not only that, but after launch week, how many people are still going to be playing? There's a lot of people that play just for a little bit, get that new expansion feel, and then they might decide it's not for me, or maybe they're one of those people that rushes to the end and then they're done. You know, the sheer numbers that they see on launch day are nowhere near the numbers they're going to see by mid-expansion launch to, say, end of the expansion. I mean, let me just look at how many numbers have dropped over time with this expansion. Not to say that that's, you know, a sign of bad things, it's just how it works. It works every expansion the same way. Huge influx of people on day one, tapers off, kind of plateaus somewhere in the middle, and near the end it starts to drop off of people as people are getting bored and waiting for the new expansion, and then it just picks up again. It happens every single time. So to say they could also just throw that at it, you know, again, no, it's not entirely the issue. I've just come to expect things not working on day one. But that's just my thoughts, you know. I'm not going to say that they're doing a perfect job or anything like that either. It's just, there are certain things I come to expect on a day one expansion, and moderators throwing a hissy and taking out the entire community because of it is not one of those things I expect. Excuse me, there was a sneeze there. I hope I muted it in time. Ugh. Anyway, that was my little rant on the whole thing. There was like 1 or 2 people here to hear it. And then they left. Maybe they didn't like what they heard, I don't know. Excuse me, my goodness. Alright, new level, so it's time to randomize.
I am returning to town.
Oh, that really sucks that one person can take down an entire community like that. Or a community hub. Oh well. Okay, random time. Let's go ahead and get the follower out of the way. It looks like we're sticking with the Templar. His abilities shall be 1-1-1-1. Okay.
I will use it well.
So we've got Inspire and 2 heals again. That's cool. That works for me. Oh, new belt. Weapon throw damage. Eh. No, I think that's maybe too much toughness lost. 138 compared to 120. So close, but not quite there. And I turn off my background downloading and the stream still doesn't load in my secondary screen. I don't know why that's happening. I hope that's not a problem that people are running into. Alright, 450. Pretty good. I'll go ahead and give that to Cormac.
Thank you.
'Cause that one's still pretty decent. Now that is a slight upgrade, but a loss of toughness. I don't think I'm going to do that. This is supposed to be a sign. I stopped talking about the WoW subreddit and people come in. All of a sudden, viewers! Well. Well. Okay. Now, speaking of which, it's random time. So what do we got? What level am I? I'm 44. Okay, so we haven't gotten the new passive yet. Oh, Frenzy again. Damn it. Alright, Frenzy, Ignore Pain, and Revenge. So, Frenzy, let's just move these along so I know where we're at. Ignore Pain. This will be Revenge. Wrath of the Berserker, Call of the Ancients, Ancient Spear. So I've got 2 big cooldowns. And my spinder's going to be the ranged ability. Okay. So I had no escape through multiple levels. And just watch, I'm not going to get no escape this time, now that I have the spear. Ruthless, Bloodthirst, Tough as Nails. Called it. Alright. Ruthless. Bloodthirst, Tough as... Wrong one, Tough as Nails. Alright, so I've got a defensive cooldown. I've got Ruthless to do more damage when enemies are low. Bloodthirst to gain life when I spin Rage. Pretty good there. Alright, let's see what we get on runes. Vanguard for movement speed. Bravado, 40% increased movement speed and knock enemies away. Okay. Blood Law. Increase healing to 6% maximum life for each enemy hit. Okay, so I've got some healing on Revenge. That's nice. Alright, going back to Ariat's Whale. Lots of damage when I proc it. That'll be good, especially since I'm using a nice beefy two-hander. Council Rises. Ancients deal 540 weapon damage as fire with each attack, so that's good damage. And... Harpoon. Add a chain, drag all enemies, and slow them. Okay, that works. So since I'm using Frenzy, I think that'll especially help. Pull them in, get them in close. And I could also combine that with Ariat's Whale to do a bunch of damage. Pull them in, do a bunch of damage. Not a terrible build, but not entirely great either. I think that'll do. Lots of big cooldowns on this one, but at least I have a spender. So that's that. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. I don't have any shouts to increase my defenses at this point. I kind of miss having sidearm already. Oh yeah, pulling those summoners.
More fury.
Opponents may be strong, but I will not stand down.
Bam! Oh man, look at that damage. Yeah, baby. I think I'm going to move Revenge and not call the Ancients, but Wrath of the Berserker to different keys. Alright, yeah, let's move those around. I will do this. Mouse 5 is a little easier for me to spam than mouse 3, I think.
Not enough fury.
Come back here. I loved my old Barbarian. Barbarian was the character I spent a lot of time on. I definitely love a lot of the changes they made to Barbarian. I'm going to admit, for this kind of random challenge, though, it's a bit more interesting on the Demon Hunter. There have definitely been some interesting builds, for sure. But they were, I would have to say, they haven't been all that, not all of them have been all that fun to play. It's all mostly about the challenge, right? Of course, we're not seeing much of a challenge right now because the damages appear to be pretty tame. But against certain elites, I have noticed my health dipping. And I can't rest on my laurels entirely. Again, I'm just really worried about bringing that difficulty up. I got wrecked the last time I did that.
You will resistance against my blows.
I recently met a returning crusader. Now I understand. Each crusader took an apprentice. When a crusader fell, his apprentice would take up his armor, his place in the order, and even his very name. When the first generation of crusaders fell, their own apprentices took up their identities. So it has continued for 200 years. These men have held out so long against such deadly foes is a testament to their fortitude.
Indeed, these men have proven themselves to be true warriors.
Yeah, plenty of side areas in this map. Oh gods. Oh man, the damage that does.
A well-deserved death.
Full Capos guides my hand.
Ooh, another gobby. Again, I am looking forward to the new treasure goblins that'll be introduced. Get me a bloodshot goblin. I am hoping this character gets to adventure mode, because I would really like to do adventure mode, I think. More so for leveling. Next time around. Maybe. Maybe. There's benefits to doing the campaign, obviously, such as having access to free legendaries with every boss kill.
men are losing hope. The demons' numbers seem endless. They come at all times, day or night, and no amount of casualties we inflict slows their advance. We need reinforcements. We need help.
Still recharging.
The Bridge of Kosik. I never thought I'd see it.
Jeez, another goblin? Well, I am looking forward to new goblins. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to the new AI that they said that they've enacted for the goblins. Saying they'll intentionally run to enemy packs and whatnot. It feels like they do that already. I'm a little scared of what'll happen if they're intentionally going to do it. Gotta really make sure you clear an area around a goblin then. Okay.
Now the Hellspawn know their folly.
Whoops, I did not mean to use both of those at the same time. Oops.
Our opponents may be strong, but I will not stand down.
I'm carrying too much.
Alright, so I do have a new passive, so we'll have to add that to the list.
I'm overburdened. I am returning to town.
No strength on it. A bit more damage and toughness. I think I like that. Lose a little bit of healing. Not doing so hot in the line of upgrades, am I? Well, hello. I think I just got a new ranking of weapon here. Yes. Nagamaki. Nice. And it is a base 221. Alright. Before I really start, let's see which follower I get. Scoundrel. I'm gonna say if I got the Enchantress, I could make her a weapon. But it would probably roll its strength, so.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Alright, Scoundrel. Sadly, I don't have anything for you. I have nothing for you. Like, you have not been rolled, like, but once. There was one time I was told to use a Scoundrel. Until now. 2, 1, 2, 1.
Always liked that one.
So, Poison Bolts. Blinds enemies. Has a multi-shot. And whenever you land a critical hit, all damage is increased. So, I don't have a high critical hit chance, neither does he, so that probably won't happen, but whatever. Alright, let's see about weapons. Shall I make a two-handed sword? Yes, let's make one. Gods, look at that, yeah. 24% increase. And it's a faster attack speed. Only a slight loss of toughness, but a pretty large hit to healing because of the 971 life per hit, but that ain't bad, really. 33% upgrade without the gem. Ancient Samurai Barbarian. Oh, I like the design of that sword. Now the question is, what's going to be stronger at this point? Ruby or Emerald? And the chances are it's going to be Ruby. My crit chance, my general level is a bit too low still for Emeralds just yet.
Things are looking up.
But we're going to test that.
There's barely anything left.
Alright, so 6245,
There are other soldiers about besides me.
6629,
No, I haven't.
64. Yeah. Well, let's see if I can make armor now. Everything's pretty close. How about a helmet? Minor damage increase, but a loss of toughness. Can I do that again? No. Okay. Can I make a token for the scoundrel?
Yes.
Alright, not too much different there other than the weapon. How about this? Can I make another sword? No. Alright. Alright, no generator, so the generator is weapon throw. Because that's the first one on the list. Alright, so we're getting weapon throw. Going into War Cry, Furious Charge, Ground Stomp. Overpower and Earthquake. Interesting build. Alright, we got Brawler as a passive, so let's go back. Inspiring Presence, Ruthless, Tough as Nails. Okay, so we've got armor, additional damage to weak enemies, and we've got Inspiring Presence for some healings with Shout. I do have War Cry, so Inspiring Presence isn't totally useless. It looks like I've got no generators, or sorry, no spenders. At all. Nothing spins Fury. Not even, I don't even have Sprint to spin Fury with. Well, that's a shame, that's a shame. Let's see what runes we get. Ricochet, great. That'll bounce around. Increased Fury on Warcry again. I'm sensing a theme here. Something that's been constantly reoccurring. Alright, I'm going to get Stamina for Furious Charge. Generate 10 additional Fury for each enemy hit. So this kind of sucks. I'm getting a Fury-based build, right? Warcry is going to give me charge. Furious Charge is going to give me stamina, which gives me Fury. But I got nothing to spend it on. So I'm going to have all this Fury. I don't even have Berserker Rage in order to do more damage when I have maximum Fury. So, what a waste. Really, what a waste. Also, welcome to those who have decided to come in and watch. Viewership just skyrocketed by 400%. I would say that 400% times 0 is still 0, but it counts me when I watch, so I guess there's that. That's funny. Alright, Ground Stomp. Let's see what we get with this one. Wrenching Smash, so larger area pulls in. Okay. I've got a lot of these abilities for being in close when I'm using Weapon Throw as a generator. Oh man. This is all over the place. Janky as hell. Critical hit chance is increased. That's nice. So overpowered increased my critical hit chance. Earthquake. Remove the Fury cost and reduce the cooldown to 50. Yeah, geez, this Earthquake would have been the one thing I had that cost Fury. The one thing that I had that cost Fury, and no, not even that. Lightning, lightning, fire. Alright, let's move things around. Overpower is really my only other damaging ability. Every 50,000. That's not bad. I just got myself a really cool new sword, and I'm going to be throwing axes anyway. Alright. Back to game. Flaming Sword of the Samurai. Yeah, this isn't going to be the most inspired or interesting build to play. Oh dear. At least I've got Furious Charge. Shame I don't have the cooldown reduction on it.
I fight dirty.
Do you truly wish to help me kill Asmodan?
Of course. I was around for Belial's death, wasn't I?
Isn't killing the Lord of Sin against your principles?
Nonsense. Takes one to know.
I don't think I've heard that one before. Nice. Thank goodness I've got Ricochet. With nothing else to really do damage with other than Earthquake, it's going to be nice to have something that can at least hit multiple targets. This is kind of why I say I think the Demon Hunter was far more interesting for this kind of challenge. They have a lot more kind of damage don't know if I want to say it that way. I mean, I was going to say they kind of have a lot more damage-oriented abilities, but they've got more interesting survival talents and abilities, I think. Because for Demon Hunters, it's really a lot about movement. For Barbarians, it's a lot about tanking, and so a lot of the abilities I have kind of do duplicate things, such as decreasing enemy damage, or decreasing decreasing how much I take.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, this is gonna be slow going.
Need more time. I'll taste your fear.
Come on. Yeah, not enough time. I'm killing too slowly.
The original 427
Did the Crusaders 9 just drop
who
twice?
disappeared
That's
into the east,
awesome.
341 return. Do they still seek the redemption of their faith? How will they react to the destruction of the city that birthed their crusade? Will they continue west to the lands of Westmarch? What does their return portend?
I'll have to pay attention.
Not ready yet.
See, I think even monks and crusaders will be a little bit more interesting on the random builds, because I know when it comes to monks, a lot of their survivability comes from like healings and shields and things like that. So I think they would have some really interesting random builds come up. And crusaders, well, crusaders are just badass. I would have to make sure I keep a one-handed and a two-handed on me at all times, because especially with randomizing talents, there's no telling when I'll get the talent that makes it better for using a one-hander or a two-hander at any given moment. So I want to make sure I always have both.
Need more time.
Oh man. At least leveling's been pretty quick so far, so I should be able to get onto another build soon.
Still recharging.
Okay, radiants are starting to drop. That's nice. I know chat's been kind of slow tonight, but it's also been kind of quiet. Figured someone would pipe up with something by now. Someone! But no. Well, this is quite alright, this is quite alright. Oh, hello! Stolen ring. Well, what do you know? I put Linen in my party and I'm already finding stolen goods. Well, damage and toughness. Looks like I'll be using it. Looks like it's a bigger upgrade for my offering. I will hold on to that, I think, and give that to Cormac, maybe? Oh, hold on. Two-handed crossbow, 185. Please, you're doing no damage.
You almost make theft unnecessary.
Thank you, I think. Oh well, at least I made sure I got something for Lyndon this time. Almost forgot. I just never have him.
Take it down. We're either terribly brave or terribly stupid to be doing this.
At least my damage is on the high end, so I'm killing things fairly quickly.
I do not need my siege weapons to slay you. You stand in the middle of the army of hell. It will crush you.
I can tell that he's lying. Mostly.
I am upon the walls of the keep. I have crushed your siege weapon on the battlefield. Now I come for you.
Hey, Tyrael. Alright, let's get the Siege Breaker. I might take a D3 break after that. I don't know, maybe some heroes? Last night's game of heroes really wasn't all that great. A lot of losses. What was it, 6 losses in a row, not a single victory. The last match of the night was much better than the others, though. need me to make up for it, though. I've got a daily quest where I've got to win 6 games. Or sorry, 4 games. And it's just not happening. Is it 4? No, I think it's 3, actually. Still, doesn't sound like a lot. But when you're on a losing streak, as these games tend to happen. It looks like I'll have a new build for Siegebreaker.
I need to go back.
Going back to the Templar. Cool.
I just found a dusty wine bottle stashed in a hole.
May the battles never end.
Hey, have I got a ring for you, buddy?
I will use this. Just the thing.
Less strength with the raw damage appears to be better. Alright, what about this one? It's got... Probably not, huh?
Excellent.
Oh. Okay, then.
A fine choice. This will aid me.
I should probably put a ruby in that for you.
This will help.
Alright, and his abilities will be... all 2s.
A useful skill.
Little tank based. And with this level, just runes. Alright, so let's randomize. Cleave, ignore pain, sprint. Leap, earthquake, call the ancients. Shame I don't have my loot socks, right? It really likes giving me these large cooldowns, doesn't it? Well, that's great, and we're going against Siegebreaker, so that'll be quite helpful. Animosity, Brawler, Weapons Master. Alright, so Fury Generation and Maximum Fury. Of which, once again, I really don't have anything to spend Fury with other than Sprint. So there's that. Brawler, 20% increased damage if there's 3 enemies nearby. That's good. And then Weapons Master, of which I'm using a 2-handed sword, so increased damage. That's good. Alright, let's look up runes. Shattering Blast on Cleave, so on crits I knock them back and they do weapon damage when they land. I don't have much on crit, so...
Here watching the world crumble around us, while you decide on a course of action.
Well, thank you, Tyrael. That's awfully nice of you. Ignorance is bliss, so life per fury spent. So if I'm going to use Ignore Pain, I'm going to want to sprint after I pop it. If I'm going to use that healing at all, I'm going to have to use Sprint. Or Earthquake, depending upon what rune I get. Or both. Increase movement speed. Iron Impact, so more armor on my leaps. Alright, so I'm getting Mountain's Call, so no, I can't use Earthquake for healing when I'm popping Ignore Pain. Heal for 65% life when the Ancients are called. Wow. Heal for over half? Damn. That's not bad. Alright, let's move things around. There we go. I'll use Sleep as an attack, kind of. Not really, since I don't have loot socks anymore, but hey. Kind of exemplifies that I don't have any crit. What is my crit chance? 13. I have to admit, I love having leap to just circumvent certain areas of maps.
Recharging.
Using my sprint to heal up a bit. With more pain.
We stand
Could we find more like that?
Alright, shoulders! 33% chance to explode in a fan of knives. That's nice. And there's a damage and toughness increase. So cool.
The children of Bull Kathos settled in the northern steppes, an area that is now known as the Dreadlands. Theirs was primarily a nomadic and tribal culture, though they had a few permanent settlements such as Cesseron and Harrogath. A group of revered former warriors known as the Elder Council ruled the barbarians.
Cesseron. Now I do believe that is the new area that's going to be added.
I've been a warrior for as long as I can remember, but your skill leaves me in awe. Might we spar someday if we survive this battle?
Wow, I didn't realize he was talking to Tyrael. That's pretty cool. It's another line I don't think I've heard.
Always wanted to fight some of these.
Saw my fan of knives proc. Ooh, another legendary already? That's what, 3 this game? I found, what, the chest piece, the shoulders, and... No, 4, because I found the chest, I found the shoulders, found the chest piece, found the ring, and now a belt. Cool, that's 4 items. The string of ears. It's got cleave damage on it. Excellent. Alright, can I change anything good before I switch out? Ooh, switch out this ring. Loss of 6.7 toughness, but 4.2 damage. It's also got a good amount of healing. Yeah, let's go ahead and I'll use those. Alright, I think we're good. Siege Breaker! Pax Scratcher! Wow, between Earthquake and Call of the Ancients, he's already lost a lot of health. He's down to a quarter. Oh yeah, I forgot he has ads now.
Not ready yet. It is done. The beast is dead.
I salute you, my friend.
Alright, I'll look through my loot. I think this is a good stopping point.
You've killed one of my playthings. Now, you have my undivided.
I think what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of heroes, maybe. At least a couple rounds. A good amount of legendaries. I mean, I've actually still holding on to quite a bit of legendaries on my equipment now. I mean, all 5 pieces here. So cool. That was a very fruitful run, even if some of the builds were not all that great or inspiring or really even interesting to watch. You know, hey, made short work of Siegebreaker. Didn't level, so don't have a random build to make. Trying to think if there's anything else we need to do at this point. I don't think so. I think what I'll do is I'll shut it down so that I've got so it saves this video for highlights with the title, and then I'll go ahead and change the title and all that, get it updated, and rebroadcast for a little bit of Heroes of the Storm. We'll do that. So I will return. To those of you watching on YouTube, hopefully it's been enjoyable. So thanks again for watching, everyone.